Hello everyone, my name is Gio and this is Brew Better. For today, I'm brewing a coffee from the Philippines. It comes from Mount Apo and is produced by Cherry Cabanday. This coffee was processed with yeast and fermented for about 48 hours before coffee was dried. I will be using an April Brewer to brew this coffee with a Kalita paper filter, 20 grams of coffee to brew 300 ml of water. So that's a ratio of 1:15. I pre-ground my coffee using our EK with a number 10.5 that resonates to 26 clicks using a comandante. Now we ground this coffee a little bit coarser because it drips very slow, the absorption rate is very slow. I have set my kettles at 95 degrees Celsius. For our water hardness that we will use to brew this coffee is at 100 ppm. I'll be pouring 5 equal parts of 60 ml to achieve 300 ml. Now for my first pour, we wet the coffee as fast as possible and pour 60 ml of water and let it sit up until 30 seconds and then brew again our next 60 ml. Now this coffee was processed using a technique called yeast fermentation. So Cherry Cabanday, when we visited the BACOFA cooperative in Mount Apo, we met Cherry and she is the BACOFA cooperative manager. And after meeting Cherry, she was very interested to work with us for us to help guide her how to process coffee. We gave her a yeast strain, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and the brand of the yeast is called Lalcafe Sima, made by one of the most popular coffee processing experts, and her name is Lucia Solis. So Sima helps the coffee increase its citrus acidity, at the same time increase the sweetness of the cup, and it will also provide better clarity to the overall sensory profile of the coffee. Cherry Cabanday added yeast, fermented it for about 48 hours as full cherry, and after that it was moved to be depulped. So when you depulp a coffee, you're removing the seed from the fruit, but when you remove the seed from the fruit, the seed will still have parchment and mucilage, and with mucilage attached, she then placed the mucilage back to the fermentation tank and then added yeast and submerged it with water and fermented again for another 48 hours. Mucilage is a source of glucose, so it is a source of sugars. So when you process it with yeast, the environment of where the coffee will be fermented, that will help increase the sweetness and the vibrance of the coffee. So after inoculating yeast for 48 hours, it was moved to dry. So from the aroma, you get greeted with a lot of citrus orange profile. At the same time, it also has a lot of brown sugar or caramel. So the coffee is a very well integrated sweetness that lingers. It's a sweetness that is similar to a coffee that is infused with brown sugar. It just lingers and it's a very long lasting finish. It has layers of flavors that starts with green mango, followed by lime or citrus flavors. This is one of our favorite representation of a Catimor processed right that highlights the varietal and the terroir of Mount Apo. Always remember that the best coffee is a coffee that suits you. Feel free to connect with us, share with us your experience and your recipe for this coffee. Cheers and don't stop brewing.